So now we already know how we use Pythagoras theorem to calculate length in a right angle triangle. We can also be using Pythagoras theorem to prove that a triangle is 90 degrees. Okay, so it's a bit like opposite. So when we use a formula, a squared plus b squared equal to c squared, that is assuming we got the 90 degree. So right now, if something matches this, then we can think opposite. So that is the idea of converse. Okay, that means as long as it match the formula, we can also imply that the triangle is a right angle triangle. So in such a way, right, how do we do such a presentation? Okay, so here we got 3 examples. Okay, so let's say you need to check whether this triangle here will match up to the Pythagoras theorem. You got to choose the longest length. So apparently in this one, AB is the longest length. So you start with the longest length. So you punch calculator for the longest length. And then for the other 2 lengths, you also punch calculator. So you go and punch calculator. You start off with the longest length first. Then when you realize that they got the same value, so when they got the same value, the conclusion will be AB squared is equal to BC squared plus AC squared. So it kind of match up with the Pythagoras theorem. So the phrasing will be by converse of Pythagoras theorem. Triangle ABC is right angled. And in fact, you can tell where is the 90 degree. So the 90 degree is always opposite the longest length. So just now our longest length was AB. Then BC is the shorter one. So this is the 24, this is the 45, and then this is the 51. So the 90 degree will be opposite the longest length. So in this case, right, 90 degree is at B. So at C. So not every time the question will ask you. Okay, so just take note. When you can prove successfully, you may not need to tell where is the right angle unless the question says so. Okay, so we repeat the same idea for the next one. Again, we'll look for the longest length. So we got 3 lengths, and we try to observe. So PR is the longest. So you go and punch calculator. Then you try to do it for the other 2 lengths. So you realize that it doesn't match up. So if it doesn't match up, okay, we will just say PR squared is not equal to PQ squared plus QR squared. Hence, triangle PQR is not a right angle triangle. So we repeat the same idea. So we always look for the longest length. So XY is the longest. So again, if you take a look here, again, it doesn't match up. So XY squared doesn't equal to this. So if it doesn't match up, then it is not a right angle triangle. So usually a question will ask you to prove whether it's a right angle or explain why is it a right angle. So subsequently, after the explanation, you can use Pythagoras theorem or later on trigo on it. So that is the idea of converse of Pythagoras theorem.